So when it was tracking for a fourth day above $1, Muln Automotive has fallen short. I'm not worried though. Hi again, everyone. I hope you're all doing really well. So, Marion Automotive was on track to have its fourth consecutive day above $1 in its quest to regain NASDAQ compliance during Wednesday's trade. However, it wasn't to be, with a sell-off in the last few minutes, despite what looks like a lot of strong buying action, potentially as part of that stock buyback. So we have a closing price of 98 cents per share. And in the aftermarket, it's fallen down to about 91 cents to close that small volume session. However, it did drop to as low as 87 cents. I'm actually not that worried. In fact, I've actually bought in some more in the aftermarket. I've actually bought a position at 90 cents per share. My idea of this is actually to day trade it and sell it when it gets back to $1, because the stock is going to be pushed back to above the $1 mark. In my mind, this is obviously not investing advice, buy the stock buyback. This is the idea of it, I believe, is to keep the stock above $1 and to allow it to regain NASDAQ compliance. Now, a lot of people are up in arms and worried that, oh no, there's no chance we're going to regain compliance by September 6th. Now, I'm not 100% on this, but I believe that if the stock is above $1 come September 6th, and it has been up there for a few consecutive sessions, I think what that might mean is that the NASDAQ will continue to watch the stock, and even if it's met 10 days or it's met 7 days above the $1 mark, the NASDAQ will have some lenience that they will apply to see if it can, in fact, get to 10 or even up to 20 days, as they may have as an expectation for Muln Automotive, given its trading past. So, I'm not actually too worried about where the stock is at the moment in terms of its price. I think that, even if we do manage to not get to a $1 mark by September 6th, I think, the NASDAQ will be kind of lenient. I've said this a few times in the past before. A company that I've followed in a lot of detail in the past, Excel Technologies, has had actually more extreme delisting threats than Muln Automotive. They're still listed on the NASDAQ today. In fact, their stock price is actually trading relatively stably around the $5 to $6 range, partly because they've done huge reverse stock splits and basically taken out the liquidity in the stock, and there's been some positive momentum for the company. Now, on the note of positive momentum, we've obviously starting to get some updates about production with Muln Automotive. And unfortunately for the market, as what a lot of shareholders were hoping for, was that the market might actually act a little bit more favorably towards the business than it has been. Not the case. In fact, it's probably had a negative effect. So it makes you stop and think, like, how is the broader market viewing what Muln is bringing to the market in terms of its vehicles and the accompanying services and products that it will have out there. Now, on the surface at the moment, it doesn't look very good. There's a lot of negative sentiment around the company, and this is despite the stock having quite strong underlying net asset values. So you have to maybe ask questions about what does this say about Muln's actual products. Now, we have to be kind of realistic here. This is Muln's. This will be their first sort of major EV products that they're putting out. And what that means is, there's a good chance there could be some problems with it. They have to get this 100%, to have some sort of, market success, I think. But, people are going to be watching Muln, and if these first sort of products that come to the market look good, then I think we will actually start to see some success. So, yes, we are getting manufactured products here, but we need to make sure that what's being manufactured is of a high quality, and it's got to be something that's going to be demanded by other, businesses looking to buy Muln Automotive in the future. Anyway, that's where I think we're at with the stock today, heading into Thursday. Like I said, I've put in a bit of a position here at 90 cents per share because I am expecting it to go back to a dollar. Like I was saying the other day that, if the stock falls below the $1 mark, we've actually got a bit of a day trading opportunity here. Muln has to get its stock back to above $1. They can't do another reverse stock split, I don't think. Maybe they are entitled to do a little bit more based on, what was voted on in the recent shareholder meeting, where they can have up to 1 for 100. So that theoretically means they could do another split for 1 for a 10 or 1 for 11. But I don't think that's going to be the case. I think they have to get further approval for another reverse stock split. So in the interim, I believe this $25 million is going to push my 90 cent position back to $1 quite easy. Now, I'm divided here what I want to do. I always had plans of accruing a little bit more in the stock when it fell to a lower point. But I've also kind of have the short-term goal of, perhaps getting a bit of a day trade here. So what might end up being the case is I might sell off part of the position and keep a residual. So I've kind of basically accrued my position for free. Once it hits $1, if it does indeed hit $1 again, I could be totally wrong with this. So, it's never investing advice here. Anyway, so just because we've closed at 98 cents in the regular session and, fallen more in the aftermarket, I'm personally not too worried. Furthermore, I'm not that worried in the sense that, my position in Muln Automotive isn't very big at all. Anyway, so I'll leave it at that for this stock. Just a couple of updates. I'm in the process of relocating down to our holiday house. Our holiday house is now going to become our permanent home, at least for the foreseeable future, at least for the next 18 months that I'm taking off work. So it's going to be a bit of country living for me, but so it's still a bit of interruption, and obviously the fact that we've got the second little one in my life now. So I'm still haven't been able to get back to the consistency of 1 to 2 videos a day that I've liked, but I'll do my best to get there. I think once my move all settles, probably sometime mid-September, I should be able to get a bit more of a regular routine, but who knows, perhaps I can do it sooner. Anyway, until next time, everyone, may the markets trade in your favor. Cheers.